with your hosts, Judge Angel and Mike Faust. For the next 60 minutes, we're going to inspire and uplift our listeners. The phone lines are open at 731-1230. That's 731-1230. Or toll free 1-866-820-5528. That's 1-866-820-KLAV. It's time for Positive Impact Now. And here are the hosts, Judge Angel and Mike Faust.
Greetings. We are so happy you are joining us. Indeed, this is Positive Impact Now. I'm Judge Angel, and I just wanted to introduce myself. During my career as a sitting judge, my spirit was truly tested. Many times I had to hand out harsh sentences to people that were hurt and suffering long before committing the crime that brought them before me. Most people, thankfully, never commit a crime, but many of us endure pain and struggle with everyday life, and we make mistakes, some very serious mistakes. The truth of the matter is, however, people who know better do better. My goal is to increase the knowledge and daily achievement of our listeners. I won't have to do this alone, however. We're tapping the best sources of information and lining up fabulous, prominent guests who are experts in their fields. From health and wellness to business and finance, from managing your relationships to fun and entertainment. Listen in, and you'll get the kind of information, motivation, and encouragement we all need. Together, we can make better choices in our lives and have a positive impact now. We are so happy you are joining us. Positive Impact Now can be heard on KLAV 1230 every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Pacific Standard Time, and also at KLAV1230am.com. We wanted to let you know today we've got some great guests. We've got Mr. Don Woodruff, who's going to talk about language and the importance of words. Also, we have Mr. Chris Zunis, who's going to talk about business matters, with the co-host Mike Faust. And then we're going to talk with Tawuanna Hill about a program in our city where youth can gain jobs and encouragement, improve their self-esteem. We'd like to start with our guest who has the Kangaroo method, which is how to unlock your verbal intelligence and become the person you most want to be. Thank you for joining us, Don Woodruff.
Thank you for having me, Judge.
Oh, I'm so honored. We've been chasing him for a while to get him on the show. Don has taught learning strategy courses in over 25 colleges across the United States. So many of you may have taken a course with him or heard his course taught before. And his techniques have been presented to the staff of NASA headquarters and have been shared around the world on Voice of America. What is the Kangaroo method of learning, Don?
Well, let me start by talking about when I was a kid growing up in school. I was one of these kids that would go in school and I'd be listening to the teacher, and all of a sudden I felt like I just got back. I just mentally was gone, and the teacher was talking. I knew I missed something, but I couldn't put my finger exactly on what it was I missed. And I think a lot of people are like that. Or if you're reading and you're reading down a page of information or a book, and all of a sudden you tune out and you start thinking about something else. Most of us just think we have adult ADD or something, or we're distracted. But something does occur. The Kangaroo method is a way of spotting that exact point of tune-out, resolving it. Because what happened is you went by something that you weren't that sure of.
Ah.
when I taught myself, I was dyslexic, I'm double visioned, and I had a very hard time reading, and I taught myself to read in my late 20s. And I realized something at that point. There were words that I used every single day of my life. I'd read them, I'd use them in sentences, I'd speak with them, hear with I thought I knew them. But the simple fact was, I could not explain them in simple terms.
Okay.
Now, I'll give you an example of one.
Do.
First off, I term these verbal blind spots.
Verbal blind spots. Okay.
Exactly. These are words that you have command over, but yet you can't just simply say what they mean.
It's like you almost know what it means. You have a general idea, or you're choosing what it means from the context of the sentence.
Sort of. Yeah, you get kind of a general, you got that general idea. Let me give you an example of one. This is the one I've given in my courses to over 20,000 people over 10 years around the country. And this is the example I use in my book. The word vowel. Now, vowels we use every day. We have vowels and consonants. Vowels are, of course, the A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, and the consonants are the rest of them. But can you define what the word vowel is?
Probably not well anymore, since we've passed English 101.
Okay. Well, you either know what it is or you don't know what it is. If a person thought, what is a vowel? Funny enough, I've had teachers doing teacher in-services. Not one person in the room could explain the definition of the word vowel, what it actually was, the concept of it. The reason is simple. We never were taught it. We were just taught the vowels are A, E, I, O, and U, sometimes Y. A vowel is a speech sound where the voiced breath is not stopped with the tongue, teeth, or lips. These are the sounds that just go through without stopping them, you see.
No, I was not taught that.
Yeah. Whereas consonants are the other ones, the ones that are partially or wholly stopped using the tongue, teeth, or lips. Bo, good, duh. These are examples. The vowels just go through. Now you understand why sometimes why. At the end of the word monkey, why at the end of the word monkey, E, that's a vowel. It's not stopped. Excuse me. Whereas at the beginning of the word yellow, yellow, that's a consonant. You see? That's why sometimes why. This is an example of a verbal blind spot. Another one, I'm sure you went to school, and I won't ask you, Judge, because I don't want to put you on the spot, but
thank you.
I'll ask your audience. You went to school, and you all probably took algebra. What's the word algebra mean?
Oh, do not ask us about math.
And what's the word? What does the term mathematics actually mean?
All those numbers put together in different combinations.
Well, yeah. Actually, math is all the ways that mankind has figured out how to count and measure things. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, so I started looking up words, and I found that an understanding, especially the origin of a word, gave you this amazing understanding. And imagine knowing, being able to simply explain every word on a page of information and reading it. And this is what I teach. It's called high definition reading. It's reading so that you can just read down the page, completely understand what's being said, and go out and do it.
Okay, this sounds a bit like the rapid reading, fast reading. How does it differ?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I tour with Howard Berg. Now, Howie has been a friend of mine for years, and we do co-presentations, and I'm hoping to get him on your show, by the way. He's in Dallas.
We're looking forward to it.
Howard is the fastest reader in the world per the Guinness Book of World Records. He has recently done commercials. I think he did a Sony commercial with Justin Timberlake, and he does all kinds of things, and he's been very successful over the years. Howie's technique of speed reading does not necessarily, you don't stop. You just keep going at a regular speed, faster, back to regular, and your mind shifts as the words come in. Usually we say them to ourselves. That little voice in your head. Well, his technique, it shuts off that voice, so it just goes from page to thought.
Excellent.
And that's how you get speed reading. My technique is comprehension. It's how to really understand the written page. And using the origins of words. Let's say you're reading a book like the Bible. These words were translated years ago. If you use modern day definitions, you're not really coming close to tapping the original understanding of what is written there. And that's why people argue all the time.
Different interpretations. So the question obviously is, how do you teach yourself to understand each and every word when in our general population we're taught to believe that if we have the gist of it, if you will, we're understanding it. But it sounds like you're saying that understanding is much deeper.
There are layers of understanding. Now, when I'm talking about how to unlock your verbal intelligence, you unlock it the moment you realize you're using words that you really can't just simply define. Einstein said, if you can't explain something simply, you simply don't know it. Werner Heisenberg, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, said that even for a physicist, the description in plain language will be the key, or it shows high intelligence. We walk into a room and we sit down and we want to learn quantum mechanics. Now, most people sit down to their quantum mechanics. It goes right over their head. But if they knew all the words involved, the simplicity of the words involved, it's like child's play. It really is. And there's a difference of understanding. It's a deeper understanding. So it's my mother was that way. She was a very sophisticated woman, but she had emotions for words. She didn't really understand the words, but she had a lot of emotions. Two examples, sin and evil. I use this in my vocabulary class as words that have such emotional impact that people really don't know what they mean, the words. Now, if you look at the origin of the word sin, it was an archer's term, a guy with a bow and arrow, and it meant to miss the mark. In fact, it simply meant you do it wrong. And there's no heaviness on that. It's like you're doing it wrong. Evil is a very, very hard word to define in every day because people are so emotional about it. It's simply meant to go beyond proper limits of your society, go beyond due or proper limits. If you did something outside of what your group feels is right, then you have entered into the world of evil. And that's really what all it meant, without all the emotion on it.
Well, that is so interesting because you're saying we have to unlock our verbal intelligence. We have to really learn the meaning of words. So are we learning the root meaning? Because, I think about the times when we were in high school and we were taught Latin to learn the basic understanding of a word. So how do we go about really learning words?
Okay, very good. First off, it's not something that you want to sit down and just study. I mean, it's boring. You get these vocabulary things on CD, there's a number of them, and you listen to them, and you do it probably a day and a half, and you're bored with it, and that's the end of it. You use it as you're progressing in your career, as you're progressing in your school. You have a textbook, or you have a book or a document you have to read, and you're reading down the page, and all of a sudden your mind's over somewhere else. Just stop. You could find where this word is, and let's say it's a large word. Let's say it's the word opportunity. And you kind of got a general gist of what an opportunity is. But if you understood that opportunity comes from a word opportunes, which were the winds over the seas. Sailors use this word. The opportunes were the winds that took a person right into their home port. So it's to carry forward exactly to where you're going. So what is an opportunity? It's something larger than you are that could assist you getting what you want.
Oh, we love opportunity.
So understanding it at that root. Now, large words, and this is the last I'll say, because I know we're running out of time, but a large word is like a huge chunk of wood. If you throw a huge chunk of wood on a campfire, let's say, it dampens the flame. It dampens the flame. If you throw a big word on a person's mind, it dampens their mind. So if you broke those words up into the little pieces, parts,
it gets more interesting.
Exactly.
We're going to come back to opportunity very soon. We just asked you to remember you are listening to Positive Impact Now. We're on every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And may your spirit soar on a joyful breeze. We'll be right back.
Tom Gilmore lives on a farm. There's a storm on the way, so he's boarding up the windows of his house.
Haley Williams lives in an apartment. It's a beautiful day. She's making her usual monthly donation to the American Red Cross.
Tom doesn't know a tornado will leave his family with no place to go.
Haley doesn't know her gift will help give Tom's family shelter.
When you support the Red Cross, you change a life.
Starting with your own.
Call 1-800-RED-CROSS or visit redcross.org to learn about life-changing opportunities in your area.
The recession may tempt people to put disability insurance on the back burner. Life Foundation spokesman Anthony Domino explains why that might be a bad idea.
People need an insurance safety net now more than ever, particularly with their savings and investments affected by the economic crisis. A disability, either short-term or long-term, is perhaps a greater threat than you losing your job.
If you and your family depend on a paycheck, protect that income. Talk to your employer or an insurance professional. A message from the nonprofit Life Foundation.
This is Positive Impact Now. Here again, your hosts, Judge Angel and Mike Faust.
Wonderful. Thank you for staying with us. We've got some great information. We are talking to Don Woodruff, the author and creator of the Kangaroo Method. His website is kangaroomethod.com. Also, on our website, which is positiveimpactnow.com, we will have information about Don and a way to link to his website. Don, we cannot let you go without talking about one of your most influential, potent areas that you teach about, and that's 40 words that successful people use.
Yes, 40 words successful people use.
And
Now-
can I guess?
Sure.
Is one, thank you.
Probably should be. And please.
Yes, powerful words.
They are. They're very powerful words. Yeah. These were the words. I wanted to make a program that didn't make a person sound pompous. A lot of the vocabulary programs in the old days, they had these huge words, and you'd learn them, and you'd walk in, and you'd rattle these things off, and people look at you and say, oh, they're very intelligent, but I don't like you. And that's the way we feel when people do that to us. So my goal was to get 40 words that successful people use. Now, how did I did that? Was there's a friend of mine who runs the Executive Vocabulary Program. He'd be another great guest. He's from the LA area. And their program, what he did was to get his audios, they have tons and tons of words on their different programs. He got a program that scanned all important information like Wall Street Journal and Times and all this sort of thing on the internet and counted the number of times that certain words were used. So he got the top 3,000 words that journalists were being using in that particular year. Now this was, I think, about 6-7 years ago. He did that. Now, CEOs are avid readers. I mean, people at the top of organizations are avid readers. They read this stuff. And as that word hits their brain continuously, it comes out their mouth in their meetings, in their boardrooms, you see. So it got that trickle-down effect. So these were the words being used by successful people. I had to filter it down to 40. And I wanted them to sound like you were intelligent if you use these words. Now, these are words you know, but you may not use them in your vocabulary. So if you do, you'll sound highly intelligent, yet not pompous. So they're kind of $3.50 words rather than the $5 words.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, give us two so all of our listeners will be just animated to get to our website and see what else they can find out.
Well, let's see. I got my little list right here. Why don't you pick one out, Judge? Just
Okay.
put your finger down on one and we'll talk about it.
Put the glasses on first.
Okay. Me too.
Oh, Jermaine.
Germaine to the subject. Yes, Germaine, yeah. That's Michael Jackson's brother.
Yes, it is.
That's what I say in my class.
They're in
but-
town now.
I know. Germaine to Germaine, yeah. Now, Germaine, where is it on the list here?
Okay, it is there.
Yeah, of course it means pertinent, relevant. It actually comes from a word that means having the same family as. So if you're going to use this word, germane, now first off, to use words well, you want to have helper words or a phrase to use, like germane to the discussion. Germane
Yes.
to the discussion. So germane would be pertinent or relevant. Anything we talk about, for instance, anything we talk about on the show today, dealing with learning, reading, or words would be germane to our topic. You see?
Okay.
This is the way you use it. And what I would do is have a person who comes to my class use it in a sentence. Now, this is what gets it into long-term memory, the part of the brain that doesn't forget.
Actually
this
using
is the
it.
trick, yeah. Is using it, but using it in a personalized sentence. You see, if you're just using it in some sort of
Abstract,
yeah,
meaningless.
exactly. It doesn't get. You have to use it in a personalized subject and have some emotion, because that's
Yes.
where the long-term memory exists. You see.
Okay, to link it to an emotion.
Yeah.
Very
So
good.
if you were thinking, if you were wanting to use this word or this phrase, germane, you might think, well, I don't know if this guest would be germane to my radio show. You see, that's a personalized, yeah. And if you can do that, it goes immediately into long-term memory.
All right, wonderful. We've had the honor and pleasure of speaking with Mr. Don Russell Woodruff, who is the author of The Kangaroo Method. It's for verbal intelligence. He will be back. He has a standing invitation to join Positive Impact Now at any time. Right now, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with our next guest.
I'm Rashida Ali Walsh, author and daughter of Muhammad Ali. Parkinson's disease afflicts 1 million people in the United States and Canada. My dad knows that people affected by Parkinson's disease can have meaningful and productive lives. Guidelines from the American Academy of Neurology help neurologists make early, accurate diagnoses and optimize proven and effective therapies. The guidelines also promote screening and treatment of hallucinations, depression, and dementia, which affect many people with Parkinson's disease. They help neurologists track how quickly the disease may progress and tailor treatment, which may include drugs, surgery, exercise, or physical therapy accordingly. Patients should have regular contact with a neurologist to find the correct treatment for them and to help maintain optimal quality of life. Bottom line, the guidelines help improve the care and the lives of people with Parkinson's disease. For more information on the guidelines, visit the American Academy of Neurology at AAN.com.
Ashley Wilkerson was 24 years old when she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Her career and her financial future were at risk. Fortunately, she had disability insurance.
I've learned that disability insurance is very important. In the time of need, that's your lifeline. That's all you have. Anybody of any age needs to have disability insurance.
Ashley's disability insurance helped her meet her basic living expenses and find her a new job. Learn more about how to protect your income and livelihood. Talk to your employer or an insurance professional. A message from the nonprofit Life Foundation.
In times like these, keeping your neighborhood safe is more important than ever. When home foreclosures rise, so can crime. Uncut lawns and vacant driveways are open invitations for drug dealers, squatters, and vandals. Combat these new threats. Urge your community association to work with police to patrol vacant homes. Report broken windows and educate your child that it's wrong to enter an empty building. To learn more about protecting your neighborhood, visit ncpc.org or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
This is Positive Impact Now. Here again, your hosts, Judge Angel and Mike Faust.
Welcome back. This is Positive Impact Now, heard every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. on the Pacific Standard Time. Just got back from Florida. I don't know where I think I am, but we would be so honored for you to join us. We're also heard on KLAV 1230 AM.com. I'd like to introduce our co-host, Mr. Mike Faust. Mike is a Vegas, Nevada business broker with First Choice Business. And what he does as a business broker is to help people find businesses to buy, find businesses to start, find businesses to really expand. He also helps people sell business. I'm not doing well, huh? He helps people sell businesses and also does some kind of lease work. He'll tell you about it. This is Mike Faust.
Hello. And wasn't that a great guest we had with Don Woodruff? That was a fabulous interview with him. He's a fabulous guy with a fabulous principal there, and certainly we can all use words. A great guest. But I have another gentleman that's going to join us this afternoon. His name is Chris Zunis, and he is the Senior Vice President of Economic Development for the Las Vegas Global Economic Alliance here in Las Vegas. Been a Vice President with them for many years and was actually just recently promoted to that Senior Vice President level. Very impressive. Chris, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Well, tell us and tell our listeners a little bit more about who you are and what you guys do and how we can maybe participate.
Great. Well, the Las Vegas Global Economic Alliance is the regional economic development authority for Southern Nevada, and basically our mission is to many missions to attract diversified industry to town, help local businesses expand, look at global opportunities for international trade and attracting global companies to our area. And we are just really excited about the positive things that we're seeing out in our community and the attention that we're getting on a global scale of the economic environment that we have here.
Excellent. And boy, I know that's a touchy subject with a lot of people here in Las Vegas, considering what we've gone through over the last few years. It's been a tough economic situation, but from what I'm seeing as a business broker, helping people buy and sell businesses here in Las Vegas, I think we're seeing a lot of activity right now. I really feel like the area is gaining steam. The local economy is gaining steam, and I'm hoping you're seeing the same thing.
We are, definitely. We are seeing a huge increase in activity from companies wanting to look at our area, companies that are relocating here, local companies that are now being able to expand and hire more employees. It's a great thing. It's exciting to see that we're starting to come out of this downturn that we have felt in the last few years.
Excellent. And I imagine that in attracting and assisting these companies to come to Las Vegas and help us to grow our city, I imagine that's a good tool to use, that the economy here is really taken off.
It is, and we have a great opportunity to attract these wonderful companies. We're getting a lot of looks and a lot of interest, like I said, from companies around the world, and we really provide a very cost-effective, very smart business case on why companies should be here. A great tax environment, a great workforce, great logistic location within the Southwest region, great weather, of course, a great quality of life. I moved here, like many, about 15 years ago from the Midwest, and as soon as I moved here, I never looked back, and I'll probably be here forever.
I think it's a fabulous place too, and I've been here many years myself, I grew up in the Midwest myself and lived in California for many years, but my wife loves it here, and man, it's grown on me. And if you can find a little happiness and a little success, man, that's a good enough reason to stay. So is that the pitch? If I'm a guy who has a multinational corporation and I don't have a location in Las Vegas, is that part of the pitch to entice me to come here?
There's many facets of why companies decide to locate here and decide to grow here. What I usually talk about is this is a great cost-effective location. We have a very pro-business tax environment to save some money, especially if you're coming from a high-cost location, whether it be in the U.S. or parts around the world. We also have a lot of people don't know, we have a very diverse, skilled workforce. Las Vegas was one of the fastest growing cities for 20 years in a row up until the downturn. So you have a lot of people that have migrated from all over the world, all over the country with great skill sets, and companies that come in to set up operations here, whether it be in manufacturing or IT, technology, biotech, aerospace, defense. They tap into that existing workforce, are very, very pleasantly surprised of the quality of workforce that they find. That's a big a big issue for companies that are looking to relocate. Will I have the qualified workforce to operate my business?
Right.
And we tap into a lot of research and real-time data that can deliver factual information that we do have a workforce. It's not the workforce of years ago where it was very specific or narrow. We have people that have background in just about every industry you could imagine.
Great. I bet you've got, well, tell me a little bit about your team. How big of an organization is your group?
Well, we've been growing a bit, and we're bringing on some great staff, some great experienced professionals. We just brought on a gentleman that is our new CEO, Jonas Peterson, which is one of the most experienced economic development practitioners that I've ever known or had the pleasure to meet, and he's really bringing some unbelievable experience and expertise and knowledge to our economic development platform. So he's a recent member, and every day I get to learn of some of the things he's done and accomplished and how we can apply that to our economic strategy.
Well, I have a great deal of respect for what you do, Chris, and clearly what you do helps to bring thousands of high-paying jobs here to the local community, brings millions of dollars in economic impact for the region. And I understand that you've assisted more than 115 new and expanding companies now operating in southern Nevada. Can you tell us a little bit about some of these companies that you've brought?
Yeah, we kind of have sector focus groups. Myself, I kind of focus on green technology companies, whether it be a solar power plant or a solar panel manufacturing operation. Also seem to focus on manufacturing in all types, warehouse distribution. So companies that have recently located to our Southern Nevada area, in particular Solar City, which is a publicly traded company. They're based out of the Bay Area. They went on a multiple city search on where they were going to locate their second headquarters, if you will, to support the facilities or the activities they have across the country. And they chose Las Vegas after a diligent search.
Fantastic.
And they found out that this is the place that has the workforce, that has the cost or tax environment. They found a great space that they like, and they decided that this is the locale. I think they're close to 100 employees already, or close to that. Their plan is to ramp up to close to 500 full-time employees here in our area. And great wages, and the economic impact that brings to our area is tremendous.
Wow. Well, the impact on the city is obvious and very clear. But as far as your organization is concerned, do you guys benefit or profit from these companies, or how are you operational? How do you guys stay in business?
We do not. We are a free resource for companies that want to investigate the area and that need help assisting, whether it be a local company that wants to grow or a new company that wants to come into the region. Our mission and goal is just to assist them any way we can. At the end of the day, we want them to set up operations and create jobs and put good Las Vegas people back to work and have it flourish.
Perfect. I understand you guys have been doing it for a long time, too. 57 years, I think, was the number.
Yes. The organization has it's gone through some changes over the years, and recently we're expanding our scope. We've been around for quite some time.
Well, if I'm a guy driving home from work and I understand what you're doing and I get what you're doing and I appreciate what you're doing, is there anything that I can do as an individual to help you accomplish your goals?
Yes, if you have a business and you want to network and you want to support an organization that helps diversify the Southern Nevada region, contact the LVGEA and get more information on how you can show support.
Excellent. So, what is your average day, Chris? How do you spend most of your time?
Well, it's a lot of emails, a lot of responding to emails and following up with clients, meeting with lots of CEOs and founders and CFOs of companies around the country and around the world that have interest in setting up operations here. providing any and all information that they're looking for to make that educated business decision. We also, if a company is kind of on the fence, if you will, if they're looking at Arizona or the Phoenix area or Salt Lake, they're trying to make that final decision where to go. There's some state assistance that we can help apply for to have them come here rather than going to some of the other states.
Fantastic. Well, we want them to come here. Nevada's the place, and certainly we have a lot of people here that could appreciate having those jobs. Right now, I think it's we're doing okay. Okay, excellent. Well, let me ask you another question. If a company is prepared to come to Las Vegas, and I know that you not only seek these companies out and find them and convince them that Las Vegas is the place to be and Nevada is the right state for them, how do you, are there specific things that you do to assist them in that process?
Well, what is nice about my position is we have a great environment, and it's not so much convincing them, it's just providing them with the correct information that outlines that this is a great place to set up your business or to expand your business from all different aspects. So it makes my job a little easier. I just make sure I provide the right data and make sure that they have a pro-business friendly experience, and Southern Nevada does that work on its own, kind of convincing them. I just show them, yes, we do have the qualified workforce. We have a great pro-business tax environment. We have a great quality of life, a great infrastructure. We have everything that you need to have a flourishing company, and we try to make it as easy and as painless as possible.
How long of a process is it usually? In your experience over the years, the average company that you've done, once they start the process, once they make the decision, yeah, we're coming to Las Vegas, how long is it before we start seeing people get hired?
It runs the gamut. Depending on when we contact a company, or depending on a company contacts us, or we refer a company, it just depends on what stage or how long they've been wanting to relocate or expand. It just depends. Sometimes I'll get in contact with a company that within 3 months they can locate and find a building and start hiring. In some cases it's been as long as 5 or 6 years where I've talked to a company and kept in touch with them over the years, and they finally got the wherewithal or the resources to make that relocation or that expansion. So it kind of runs the gamut.
It sounds like exciting work, Chris. If there was an individual that was interested in learning to do what you do, are there opportunities for people to get involved?
Yeah, economic development is definitely a thriving industry across the country. Everyone is trying to attract good jobs, and there's a lot of things that go into that. People can go to college and specialize in that type of field or curriculum.
What would be his major? What would be a college kid's major if he wanted to grow into the kind of work you do?
Well, you can go all the way. Jonas Peterson, our COO, has a master's in economic development, and he's extremely educated and knows more than I could imagine in economic development. So it's exciting to learn from him every day, and to pick up some of the techniques that he's used in the past.
Well, there you go, kids, guys out there looking at a possible career path. This is an exciting and I'm sure very rewarding way to go.
It is. It's very rewarding being able to assist a company that lands here, expands here, and then you know that they are employing hundreds of people that before might not have had a job.
Absolutely. That's the kind of thing we need. Well, right now we're going to take a short break. This is Judge Angel's Positive Impact Now at KLAV 1230, and we'll be back with you in just a few moments.
The odds of having a boy
1 in 2.
who grows up loving baseball
1 in 6.
and then makes the varsity team.
1 in 20.
which earns him a college scholarship.
1 in 2,500.
That gets him a contract in the minors.
1 in 3,700.
Which leads to starting shortstop in the majors.
1 in 290,000.
The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism?
1 in 150. You know the odds. Now learn the signs. Go to autismspeaks.org. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Positive Impact Now. The phone lines are open at 731-1230. Now, here again, your hosts, Judge Angel and Mike Faust.
Hi, this is Mike Faust with Judge Angel's Positive Impact Now, and we've still got Chris Zunis with a few more comments here that he wanted to make. Chris, you had something else that you wanted to mention.
I just wanted to touch on a couple recent companies that have decided to locate here. I'd like to send a positive message out to the community that there are some great things out there. Nicholas & Company is a warehouse distribution facility specializing in food distribution that just broke ground in North Las Vegas.
Wow.
To build a 200,000 square foot food distribution center, which will employ in the first phase over 100 employees. So that's a great win for Southern Nevada, and they're moving dirt already.
Wow.
That's a great thing. Another company that located here is bodybuilding.com has decided to put a very large 100,000 square foot distribution facility here, and they'll be employing nearly 100 people in the near future. So there's some great things happening out in the community.
Chris, that's fantastic. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate the jobs and the help that you're providing to our local community. It's just fabulous, and I really hope that we can get you back at some time in the future to talk with us again and give us an update on the changes that you guys are making.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Excellent. Very good. I'm going to bring Judge Angel back now, and she's going to introduce our audience to another guest. Judge Angel?
So much. And remember, we are so happy to have you with us. I appreciate that. Chris, thank you so much. All I can say is yay for these new companies coming to Las Vegas. We need them. It adds to our diversity. Thank you so much. That was just wonderful. Well, we're moving on, and we're hoping that you are having a good time listening to Positive Impact Now. It is, we have, I've been reminded, we have a website, positiveimpactnow.com. We're on Facebook, positiveimpactnow.com. Also, Judge Angel. We also have, so much new technology that I've got to get used to, but it's very exciting. We hope you will join us in each avenue and give us some feedback. When you go to the website, let us know what you want to know about, what you want to hear about. That makes us happy. Our next guest is Miss Tawuanna Carroll, who is a placement specialist for Americorps, YouthBuild USA. Wonderful. Thank you for coming. This is so exciting.
Yes, thank you.
We're talking about new industry, and you're talking about getting jobs for people.
Yes.
Okay, what do you do exactly?
Well, at YouthBuild Las Vegas Americorps program, I am the placement and retention coordinator. And my job is to find individuals between the ages of 18 and 24 employment, or get them in post-secondary education, which is CSN, as well as an apprenticeship program or in the military.
That is so great. I'm looking at this great brochure. Whoever did it did a great job. And it says, what is YouthBuild Las Vegas? And it says here it's a full-time program. How does that work?
Yes, it is. It's a full-time program. It's 9 months. And in the 9 months, it's Monday through Friday from 8 to 4. And the individuals go to school at Desert Rose High School, as well as they work with our construction trainer in our construction component.
Where is Desert Rose High School?
Desert Rose is located in North Las Vegas. The address is 444 West Brooks Avenue. It's off of Cheyenne and Martin Luther King.
Great, great. So youths who are in school or who have dropped out of school are eligible for this program?
The program is for individuals who have dropped out of high school,
Okay.
who do not have a high school diploma or GED.
Okay. And when they enter this program, what kind of skills are they taught?
When they enter our program, we teach them everything from life skills, leadership skills, budgeting, setting goals, and definitely learning how to be accountable as well as completing their education. They learn trade skills from the construction component, as well as they become CPR certified, forklift certified, and OSHA 10 certified.
Well, there used to be a saying that all women should look for a man who gets dirt on his hands. That means he is working and doing well. And this is an area a lot of men get dirt on their hands in the construction industry. So they are eligible, once they get in the program, they're eligible to earn a construction certificate?
Yes, that
Sounds
would
great.
be our HBI pack, which is associated with our apprenticeship program. And yes, that is our construction certificate.
Wonderful, wonderful. What's required to join or participate in the program?
In order to be eligible for the YouthBuild Americorps program, we're now doing our recruitment. And you have to be, again, between the ages of 18 and 24, not currently in school. You must have either you must have a Nevada state ID or driver's license because you have to be a Nevada resident.
Oh, okay.
You must have a social security card and a birth certificate, as well as you can be considered, you can come from foster care, homeless, ex-offenders. So we take all individuals. Your past is your past, and we don't judge. We're just trying to help you move forward to have a better future.
This is Positive Impact Now. Let's say that again. Your past is your past.
Yes.
Tomorrow is a new day.
Exactly.
Start new behavior, new habits, new thoughts. Tomorrow is a new day to do better. That is wonderful. Now, I notice you have something on your brochure called a 3-week YouthBuild challenge.
Yes.
Is that boot camp?
Some may consider it boot camp. Actually, we do have a challenge because we can only take 30 individuals into our program.
30?
Yes, 30 per year.
30 a year?
Yes.
It's very intense, that's why.
Yes, and so in saying that, we only can take 30, and so we look for the best 30. And right now we have a total of 70 individuals that have filled out applications and qualify for the program. So the 2-week challenge, we do a lot of mental toughness, we do a lot of team building, we look for attitude, determination, drive, and definitely those who have excellent attendance and want to make a difference.
What is that saying that we all heard through high school? A good attitude will take you to a high altitude.
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
Don't play around. Get that attitude in order. But that is great. Now, you mentioned that homeless kids are eligible for this program. At least they can apply and find out if they're eligible. That would be so wonderful. Have you had the opportunity to really see a kid come from bad circumstances, poor environment, and able to get into the program?
Oh, definitely. From our last group, we had an individual that was homeless, and he had exceeded phenomenally. I mean, he completed everything. He got all of his certifications, his leadership, his HBI PAC certification, his OSHA 10, his forklift. He did not let his barrier keep him from succeeding.
That is so wonderful. And it gives hope to everybody. If a kid who's living on the street, you know there had to be some crisis situations, but to live on the street, get himself to that program, get involved, and then succeed so well, that shows that everybody else who doesn't have all those problems and all the comforts of home and support can definitely do well. I'm also curious about, we talk about the homeless kid, but what about the kids that are in a stable home, but they have reading problems? So many kids are deficient in their reading skills.
Yes, those kids are definitely qualified for our program because they have to be credit deficient in order to be in the program, or low income.
What's credit deficient? I know what it
Whereas-
sounds like, but Don just left. I don't quite know what it means.
That means they do not have enough credits to, at this point in their life, to possibly complete their high school diploma. You need 22 credits in order to get your high school diploma and pass all of your 4 proficiencies. And some of the individuals, they may only have 10 credits. That's in the age 20 to 24.
Okay, good. Now, how many of these programs exist in Las Vegas?
Well, we were the first. We're the first in Las Vegas. There just became a program in Reno, Nevada, so there's 2 now. But we are the first YouthBuild USA Americorps program here in Las Vegas.
Can we please get some more programs? Because if you can only take 30 students a year, we need about 300 more programs. I mean, really, I think the young people deserve a chance, deserve an opportunity to get into this.
Yes, and the good thing about the program too, it's 9 months, and once they graduate with us in June, we follow them for a whole year to make sure they're either in college, in the military, or working, or in an apprenticeship program. So we just don't throw them out there once they complete our program. We still follow them and make sure they're on track.
That is wonderful. When you say follow them quickly, again, interpretation, say if they've gotten a job and they're having problems, what would your organization do at that point?
We still assist them. We are an incentive-based program, so we provide them with bus passes, gas cards, and once they're employed, if they need a Ross voucher for uniforms for their job or interview clothes, or even may need assistance with maybe their rent or something, we are there to assist them, and we pay those things for them. So therefore, they have no excuse not to succeed, or we try to help them to the best of our ability to be successful.
Wonderful. That is great. Well, I am so proud of you as a placement specialist. I'm very thankful for your program called YouthBuild USA Americorps. What I'd like to do is to put your link on our website, positiveimpactnow.com, and so people can read about the program, maybe make contact if they know of students that will qualify. And it sounds like we need to get people ready to qualify for next year.
Yes.
Find students right now, get them orientated to understand this is a great opportunity.
Yes.
So we will do that. But thank you so much, Tawuanna Hill Carroll.
Thank you for the opportunity.
We're very, very grateful to you. Well, folks, we are so thankful you joined us today. This is Positive Impact Now, and we're very thankful to have you as part of our new family. We can be heard every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. on KLAV 1230 AM and also KLAV1230am.com. We're on YouTube. Look for us under Positive Impact Now. We're also on Facebook, Positive Impact Now. Also, we have to thank the wonderful, wonderful crew that we have over here. We have Lawrence, who has been so patient with us today. We have Irma, we have Sue, we have Mark. We thank you. You guys are wonderful, and we want to thank all of the listeners, and tell your friends, we need you. This is a show where together we can make a positive impact now.